Hello, Jamie here with Chestnut Square, and today we are at St. Anthony Catholic Church with the Wiley Historical Society and their fashion tea that is happening today. Let me show you what we have to help with this wonderful event to help raise funds and awareness for the Wiley Historical Society. Come with me. So we were honored to be asked by the Wiley Historical Society to bring some of our antique fashion to show for this fashion show that they are highlighting 1880s through 1980s. So we were very happy to go into our curation room and to bring out dresses that haven't seen the light of day for a little while and display them here for those that are attending the fashion show. I just want to be really careful with any stress that we put on the garment. Ideally, they would step in to it. So I'm gonna carefully take her out of her.
Is this a top and a bottom?
Yes, and this is a walking dress. So this is what they would have worn going out and about. They would change. I mean, all through a lot of history, women would have like multiple changes a day. And she should fit on here. All right. Oh, she's sensitive. Let's see if I can get her secured. And I'm actually going to keep the curation paper in her arms to show off the sleeve shape. She's a linebacker. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to close her. If I can, I think this is as small as the bust goes. This is one of my favorite pieces that we have. We have some really unbelievable historic garments. Some to the point where like they just stay protected. Someday we'll bring them out, but it's gonna have to be under like really careful circumstances. And so normally she would have like a high neck blouse underneath, or even it's just a collar where it literally is just, you know, almost like a modern day dickie. If you're in band or anything, it would just go like down to the front here or even down here, and it would snap around their waist. And that's what she would have.
That is really, really cool.
Thank you. Oh, she's pretty awesome. These are the three dresses that we are displaying today. And this one here, which is the navy blue that you see, this is an 1880 through 1890 blue bustle dress. What don't I like about it? The fabric is beautiful, the silk, the colors are vibrant. The pattern of the dress is just amazing. You know, what I love about all of the dresses is you can see how more modern decades or modern fashions can still take a silhouette from the past or a pattern or a fabric, and they can reuse it. And so you can see the influence, especially let's say like the 1970s had when they went through the Little House on the Prairie and Gunny Sacks and that whole prairie look. You can see how they grabbed pieces from historical garments such as this from the 1880s, from the 1890s, to have a revival of this look. And these dresses that I'm showing you today that we are displaying really gives an example of that style that was revived in the 1970s. Almost 100 years later, you went from 1880s to 1970s, and it will have these sleeves, these leg of mutton sleeves, and the way that the waist cinches in. So it's just, it's absolutely beautiful. I do wish that we had the finished product of this dress, but it's a history in its own that it wasn't completed. So whoever did this, whoever made this dress, the skills that this woman had was just impeccable, and we can learn from it. And so the second dress that we are displaying today is this 1890s silk dress. It is also a bustle dress. So in 1890s, the bustle really was seeing its way out, but this dress is actually made in the bustle style. So this is probably really early 1890s. And it also, we do not have the completed dress. And so you'll see that because these dresses are both in impeccable condition, it just shows that, of course, they weren't worn because they weren't quite finished. What was exciting about having this dress is we actually have the extra yardage that was used or was going to be used for the overdress and the bustle. And so that's what we have going on with this. What I love about this dress is I love these buttons that are going all the way down the bodice. It's got like a mother of pearl look to it. It's got that shine where you see all those little rainbow colors popping through. It's absolutely gorgeous. This print is unbelievable. I could see this print nowadays being used on a blouse in 2024 being used. You can even blow up the print a little bit. And it's just got that classic look of the very early 1890s. You can also see the difference between an actual 1880s dress, the first dress I showed you, and the sleeves of the 1890s, how that decade was changing. We don't quite have as big of the sleeve, and that was something that you were seeing in 1890s, as well as the disappearance of the bustle. And so this is right on that cusp. So this is a really great example of that decade and what was changing. Something fun that we have displayed with this dress are the 1890-1900 7-day lacers. These are women's ivory-colored leather lace-up shoes that have 19 eyelets. The final dress that we have on display today is this 1890s walking dress. Now this could go into the early 1900s as well. And this is, again, I just talked about the second dress and where you could see the difference of the sleeves and the leg of mutton was kind of disappearing, but you can see it didn't fully disappear. Just like nowadays, there were different styles during that decade, just like we have different styles that are going on in 2024. And so here is those big, really big emphasized leg of mutton sleeves. You would see that if you would watch again, historical reenactments or anything, and you would see a woman that was a teacher. She would, of course, have the high neck blouse, the big sleeves going on, her hair piled up, think like Gibson girl. And so we are seeing that displayed in this travel dress. But also what is showing in an 1890s is the skirt and how the skirt changed. So I told you how we went from a bustle, we went to more of the flat front going down. Again, this is a travel dress. So this dress was created specifically for traveling with these kick pleats in the front. But the bustle was completely gone by the 1890s and going into the 1890s. And this skirt shows that. It shows how it was more of a leaner look in the back, but it still had the drape. It had that longer fabric that would go behind you as you walked, but the bustle was gone. And what I also love about this dress is just the details, the lace, there's just layers. You can see the layers in here, and this is a velvet that, obviously it's over 100 years old, but it's this peak of this green velvet that's coming through this right underneath this jacket, and then you've got this cording and this rosettes, and it's just an absolutely beautiful piece of what they would have worn traveling, because traveling back then was a big event. It wasn't just like, I'm going to hop in the car and I'm going to go somewhere. It was an event itself. It was exciting to go somewhere new, and you wanted to dress your best, because first impressions are first impressions.